Grade 12, let's look at the prelim that was done in 2022, paper 1. This will help you to revise. These are the instructions. We expect you to use the addendum for next year A, B, C, D, E, and A for questions 1.2, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 4.1, and 4.3. Number your answers correctly according to the numbering system used in the question paper. An appropriate calculator, non-programmable, non-graphical, may be used unless stated otherwise. Show all the working clearly. Round off all the final answers to appropriate according to the given text unless stated otherwise. Indicate the units of measurement where applicable. Start each question on a new page and write neatly or legibly. Question 1. Tato has a bank account with Capitec. Study the bank statement in the table below and answer the questions that follow. Table 1, Tato's bank statement. All right, when we look at the bank statement, it has the date, description, debit, credit, and balance. What I want you to know is that debit, this money goes out, it's subtracted. Credit, it's coming in, it's going to be added together. For example, if you look at this number here, it was added with this to get this because it's a credit. It was added onto that to get this much. All right. Whereas when you look at this number here, how was it good? This number was subtracted from this one here, the previous balance. They ended up having this much. All right. Look at the value of A in the bank statement. Now, when you look at value of A, the value of A, they took this number here, they subtracted this value here, and they got the value of A. How are we going to do that? The value of A, I said, the previous balance of 29,373 rands 23 cents minus the debit of 1,250. This had to give you an answer of 28,123 rands 23 cents. That's how they got the value of A. So A equals to that. Okay, the value of B. Let's go back to the next and you see value of B. Value of B is under credit. Together. So that means this number here, we add on the B to get this. So what answer was? Why am I adding? Because B is under credit. Here we are saying we are adding. Here out, we are subtracting. So B plus this should give me this, simply meaning what number was added onto 22,186 rands 23 cents to give you 54,708.48 cents. So still we are going to subtract. But what are we subtracting? We shall be subtracting 54,000. So B will equal to the balance of 54,708 rand 48 cents minus the previous balance of 22,186 rands 23 cents. And the answer became 32,000 522 rands 25 cents. All right, write down that was balance, bank balance of the 19th in words. Let's go there. The 19th. Actually, there's only one 19th. We are looking at the date. It's the first one, balance brought forward. When they want us to write this in words. So learn how to break these. Okay, these are cents. There's nothing much you're going to do. So normal numbers start from there. So these ones, the two of them, they will carry thousands. Why? They have three numbers after them. So it's 26,935 rands, 48 cents. We shall say 26,000 900 935 rands 48. Okay. Identify the service fee that was charged on the bond payment. When we come here, we look at the bond payment. Is there any bond payment here? You go through this. The bond payment. Okay. Sometimes they give you the date, but here they never give you the date. So the bond payment is bond payment was on the 1st of bond. So the service fee, it's also here, which is this much. So the service fee is supposed to be 21 rand 75 cents. Calculate the number of days from 15th April until 14th May. Someone would have said they are 29, because someone would add 15 April plus 14. You get 29. Then the other one would have said 30, because once you count including this. Anyway, let's see how we can do this. They have told us we are looking at 15 from 15 15 April to 14 May. So the easiest way to do this, you ask yourself, how many days do we have in April? There are 30 days. 30 days. So how many days are remaining to make it a full month? Probably they are remaining 15. If you include the 15th itself, we count them to become 16. So here we shall only add on the 14th from May. So we get 30 days. If you don't want to do it that way, you can also say you create a small calendar there: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So does it matter? So you know that you're starting with 15. So you're going to 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So definitely 22, 23, 24, 5, 27, 28, 29. Remember we said that days for April. So they are from 15th to 30th. So we add on the ones for May. These ones you may not add them because you already see they are 14. Okay, it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We look at the number of days now. Here, how many are there? We say 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. 4, sorry, say 4 weeks times 7 gives you 28. Plus these other 2 days, which becomes that. You see how we can do it. That's how we can do it. So here we are saying 16 days in April, including 15, plus the 14 days in May. So they will end up giving you 30 days. All right. They are telling us to define the term debit order. Debit order can be defined as is the permission given to a third party to deduct money from one's account. One's account. I don't know whether I can explain this way. Here you are, then there's a bank, and there's another company that takes money. For example, let's say DSTV. So you give permission to DSTV to take money from your account. So the permission is given by you to the bank to allow this company to take money from your account. Someone might say, is the action of allowing the bank to pay on your behalf debit order. Debit order. 1.1.7, show how the balance of 29,385 rands 48 cents on the 20th of April was calculated. Let's go there. 20th April. 20th April. Wonderful. This is the one that I would say 20th April. It's this date that we are looking at. And look at the balance. We are looking at the balance. How was it calculated? I told you the person earned 2,450. So this was added onto the previous, the balance brought forward. Why? Because it was a credit. Money came in. Money came in. So this is what we shall have to do. And to show how that balance was got, we shall say, balance carried forward plus the credit, which was the balance. We say it was 26,935 rand 48 cents plus the 2,450 rand. This gave you the answer as 29,385 rands 48 cents. Which bank does Tato conduct his banking? It was stated already in the statement, and they were telling us it's Capitec. It's shown here, up here. 1.2, 1.2. 1.2 talks of load shedding has affected many houses and businesses in our country. Some of the businesses in the country were asked how they were impacted by electricity shortages during this time. Refer to Annexure A, which has responses to questions asked to business owners, and answer the questions that follow. State the difference between discrete and continuous data. This one don't need to look at the annexure. All right. We said discrete data that can be, it's counted. Discrete is counted data, whereas continuous, it is measured data. You understand? Or discrete, you can say it has whole numbers, and continuous, it has what? Decimals. Values that have decimals. You understand? All right. So here we would say discrete data is counted, whereas continuous data is measured. Discrete data, we give examples of human beings, desks, chairs, things that are whole, that can't be cut into halves. They become discrete. Whereas continuous, it's measured. For example, you have time, distance, weight, height. You know, you can measure that. Temperature. That's whatever results you get, they are continuous. Why? They will have commas. Determine the mode of the data provided in question. Sorry, in question A. We look at annexure A. Determine the mode of data provided in question A, annexure A. Let's go there and see. This is a question A, and they're asking for mode. Now, here there were two answers. Those ones who looked at the numbers themselves, only numbers, you would say no mode, because there's no number that is repeating. All right? We say no mode. It would be okay. But also some people looked at only which one is the tallest bar. Definitely many people, what? This question was answered. So also people gave 4,9. So both of you are right. But the right answer there, if you look at values, the perfect answer would be no mode. No mode. All right. Determine the difference between the percentage of business that remained neutral to question A and for question B. We are looking at the what? Difference. So we shall need to subtract. All right. So we're going to subtract values in A and the values in B. When you look at value in A and B, we are looking at the percentage of businesses that remained neutral. We come here. Here in A, it's 17,3 neutral. Then question number B, neutral is 6.1. So we subtract the two. Shall come here and we shall say 17,3 minus 6,1. And the answer became 11,2. Identify the highest percentage from the data in question A. Identify the highest percentage from the data in question A. We saw it already. This one is the highest, 44,9. 44,9%. Name the city where the survey was conducted. They told us it was Cape Town. It was Cape Town. It's right here. Sorry, it's on the annexure here. Name the city. It's Cape Town. Then we go to the other question. It says, what percentage strongly agreed that their businesses are heavily dependent on a stable and secure electricity supply? What percentage strongly agreed that their businesses are heavily dependent on a stable and secure electricity supply? So this, we are looking at those who said strongly, but no matter what, ne? Let's look at the next year. Strongly. Strongly is supposed to be my business. Yeah. My business is heavily dependent on a stable and secure electricity. Here we go. So we are looking at question number. So this is it. So we continue and we shall be looking at question number 1.2.6. What percentage strongly agreed that their business is heavily dependent on the stable and secure electricity? Shall go to the next year, and it was this side. Which one strongly agreed? It's this mark here. Together. So straightforward. You come and rate the percentage as 62.8%. Arrange the data in annexure A in descending order. Mind you, descending, we are starting from big to small, highest to lowest. Descending order, we shall start with this one here. This is in position number 1, followed by this, position number 2, position number 3, 4, 5, descending from big to small. All right. So we said 44.9, followed by 21.4, followed by 17.3, followed by 13.8, followed by 2.6. Descending order. This marks the end of question number 1. Let's look at question number 2. Mr. Koz intends to buy his first house for 1,450,000. He approached two financial institutes to compare the loan amounts between the two. Refer to the table 2 below. Refer to table 2 below and answer the questions that follow. Table 2 below shows bond options. Bond number 1 is Investec and the other one is FNB. All right. We look at it and we see the initial fees. We have the bond registration, the bond fee, the total setup cost, monthly repayment, then we have monthly service fees. All right, let's look at that and we see. Question number 1, 2.1.2. The bank recommends that your bond monthly repayment not exceed 30% of your gross monthly salary. What will Mr. Nkosi's gross salary have to be to get a loan from Investec? Remember, they have said if you need they have said if you need to take a loan, your monthly repayment should not exceed 30% of your monthly gross salary. So what are you going to do? You will say 30%, because you don't know the gross salary. So 30% of your salary should equal to investigate with monthly repayment, which is 11,489 rand 79 cents. So we are looking for this unknown number here. 30% of this should equal to this much. What is that 30% that's remaining? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So let me do it from here. It says 30% of your salary, monthly salary, should equal to the monthly repayment in Investec. But we saw that the monthly repayment in Investec is how much? 11,489 rands 79. So we are looking for this. How much should it be in that it gives you the answers this much? So this is the same as 0.3 times the salary should give me this much money. Because I'm looking for the S, I'll divide through by 0.3, 0.3. How do you get the 0.3? I took the 30 over 100. It gives me 0.3. This, it's what is here. So I divide through by 0.3. I remain with my S on one side. So the answer there becomes 11,489.79 cents divided by 0.3. I have 38,299.30 cents, which is approximately 39,000. Your grocery should be this much. All right? The grocery should be that much. They said round off to the nearest 10,000. So which becomes what? When we round this number here to the nearest 10,000, these are the 10,000s that we are looking at. So this is that. To the nearest 10,000, it becomes 40,000. Nearest 10,000. That's what they wanted us to do. We look at the second question. It says, determine the total setup cost A for Investec. Now, setup total. Now, the setup is this amount of money that we are looking at. This one. Together, this is the total amount. So we are going to add everything here to give us this much because total setup. This is the setup fee. Together, this loan amount, excluding the loan amount. Okay. So add all the values there. Add up all the values. So you shall say A equals to 6,037 rand 50 cents plus 29,280 rands plus 20,432.50 cents, which gives us the answer as 55,000. Sorry, yeah, 55,750. You've added up everything. When buying a property, you may add all the setup costs to the purchase price of the house to get the loan amount. Determine B, the loan amount for investing, if the house is worth this. So we've already got the A. So simply meaning you shall get the money for the house. We add on the money for the setup. Money for the setup. Let's look at that. $1,505,750 That's the money that we have there. All right, there we go. It says the service fee of 69 rand is not charged per is not charged by investigate to Mr. Cause if his loan is paid from his personal account. How much money will be saved at investigate over the total period of time? So first and foremost, they say they won't be charging this much money. So how much money will be saved? So definitely this one will be saved. So it will be 69 times. For how long is the loan? Let's go and you see the period. It's over 20 years of 20 years. Either. So we shall take that much. We multiply by 12. These are the months in a year because this is monthly charge. This is service fee, it's monthly. So times 20 years. So how much money do you get? 69 times 240. You've saved 16,560. Sorry about that. Okay. If Mr. Scott does not pay his loan from his personal account, how much would this impact his financial? Now, this is my, we shall say, definitely the loan will increase by 60,000. So the loan will increase by 16,560, or you can say he will pay more. We are looking at personal account, how much impacted. So he will pay more. He will pay more. He will pay 16,560 rands more. All right. Mr. Uncle states that if he buys his house through his investigate and pays from his personal account, he will save money on interest and monthly service fees by the time the loan is paid up. That means after the 20 years. Determine showing all calculations how much Mr. Akos will save if he chooses investigate option. Remember, we are good how much. So these are supposed to be two options that we are looking at. There are two options. Option 1 versus option 2. All right. What is option 1? Option 1, it's when Mr. Akos uh, pays his he pays from the personal loan, sorry, personal account. And option 2, when he does not pay, from a personal account. All right. So that is it. So that's what we're going to do now. We shall go through those calculations now. All right. First and foremost, we shall look at monthly repayments. Option 1, we shall say monthly repayments is paying 11,489 rands 79 cents. This is monthly, so we shall be multiplying it by for the period of months. How much will it be? So this is the monthly repayment, which is 11,489 cents times 240. So here we have 2,757,549 rand 60 cents. This is a monthly repayment. See that? All right. Here we are looking at, because the two options Mr. Uncles uses, he said If he buys his house through invest and pays from his personal account, he will save on interest and monthly service fees by the time the loan is paid in full. Determine or showing all calculations how much Mr. Uncle's will. Now, the option that definitely we are looking at is save. Okay, how much will he save if he chooses invest invest tech option? Now, invest tech option here, we have, okay, these are the options that we have. We have option one, either uses invest tech or uses option two, which is what? FNB. We need to know how much does everyone save at the end. Okay, so let's go and we shall perform what? Calculations here. One, this is Investec money. But remember, under Investec, the person has taken a loan. The loan that was taken was how much? The loan was taken. We said we got it in question number 2.1.3, and we got it as 1,505,750. So at the end of the period, the person would have paid this much. But how much is the interest? So we get the money the person has paid minus the loan amount. Minus the loan amount. So how much interest is it? We shall subtract this minus 1,505,750. So this is the interest. Remember, we are not including monthly. In a period of 20 years, this is the interest you would have paid. 1,251,799 rands 60 cents. So this is Investec. When he uses Investec. All right. What about if he uses FNB? Let's look at FNB. Let's see. What about if he uses FNB? FNB states, let's go to the question and you see FNB. FNB is here. The loan amount is this much. Then monthly repayments are this much. You see that? And this one does not, no matter what, you have to pay also the monthly service fee. So we need to know how much the person will save. So FNB, we've seen it as 11,577.17 plus the 69 plus the 69, which is service fee, everything multiplied by 240. You get 2,795,000 80 rands 80 cents together. So this is the amount for the loan. Then we are looking for the interest. We shall subtract the loan amount, which is 1,520,000. Subtract that. We are looking for the all right. Yes. Remember, they told us show all calculations how much Mr. Uncles will save if he chooses investing. So how much has this saved? Now we subtract the two. We subtract the two interest and let's see what's the difference. Indeed, he has saved some money there, which will be this interest in FNB is higher than the one in Investec, which is that much, minus would have saved would have saved 23,109 rand 20 cents. This is the money he would have saved. Question 2.2. Let's look at question 2.2. The value of currency fluctuations on the daily basis based on the supply and demand refers to the table below, and refer to the table below and answer the questions that follow. The currency and relevant value. Now, the moment you see this, what comes in your head is supposed to be exchange rate. Which currency from the table above is the weakest? Now we shall see which one gives you the lowest value. So this is currency and rand. So simply meaning for $1, these are one together, and this is what you get in terms of rands. So now when you look at this, which one gives you the lowest value? It's what? The Australian dollar. Australian. Explain what this would mean for South African traveling overseas. Here, it means the person will take less money. The traveler will use less money. Will use less money in Australia than these other countries. The person will use less money compared to other countries. Then Mr. Nkosi receives 1,200 pounds from her auntie in Britain. Use the above table to calculate the rand value of. So simply meaning we are changing the pounds to rands. We are changing the pounds to rands. So what will it be? We are going to use common factor. Sorry, this factor here, this is what we are going to use. So if 1 pound, sterling equals to 18 rands, 6 cents. What about if you have 1,200? So it will be 1,200 times 18,6. It will be 21,672 rands. That's what they wanted us to do. After Mrs. Nkos exchanged the money, she was charged 200 rands 80 cents exchanging money in South Africa. After Mrs. Nkos exchanged the money, she was charged 280 cents. Exchanging money in South Africa consists of an administration fee of 125 rands and a commission fee of 2.28% of the amount exchanged. Verify showing all calculations whether she was charged the correct amount. So what we need to do, we need to see whether she was charged the correct amount. So this is the money that we are looking at. So the answer we get should be equal to this when after using it. So simply meaning she was supposed to pay 125 rands plus 2.28 of the amount exchanged, which is this is percentage. We divide it by 100 times 21,672. Put this in a calculator and we see what happens. All right, I said we take this formula here because they told us you take the person is supposed to pay 125 and a commission of 2.28% of the amount exchanged. Now, this is what we did. Person paid 125, then 2.28%, which is divided by, please put this in the brackets, times the money which was exchanged. This it's the money that we got here. So we got the answer as 619 rands 12 cents versus the money that the person was charged. So our conclusion is say she was not charged the correct amount. She was not charged the correct amount. Here they're asking us exchange rates fluctuate. That means they keep changing. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down all the time. This at least one reason why this happens, we are saying inflation rate can affect that, the power, the purchasing power, which is the buying power. We also look at what we call the interest rate can also affect, it goes on and goes on and goes on. But the first answer would be inflation. The increase in prices of goods and services over a period of given time. All right, 2 point, let's look at this. Electricity can purchase from ESCOM in two ways. It's either prepaid or postpaid. Refer to the comparative table below and answer the questions that follow. All right, when we look at this, we have fixed monthly cost per unit. Now prepaid, prepaid, you pay for what you're going to use, or you're the one who determines. Whereas postpaid, it's one that we expect to see at the end of the month. It comes in, all right, after usage of units. Write down the fixed monthly cost for prepaid system. So straightforward, it's this one here. Prepaid monthly cost, which is 200 rands. Okay. The Smith's household, consisting of 3 people, used 349 units, 9 kilowatts per hour of electricity on a postpaid. How much would they be expected to pay, excluding VAT, for their electricity consumption? Remember, they are saying prices all exclude what? But now, the person, these guys used, or these people used 349 units, comma 9. So we shall come and put them in this bracket. So bracket number 1, we'll need them to use 50 units. Bracket number 2, it needs 300 units. Bracket number, these are the brackets I'm talking about. We have 1, 2, 3. So this one takes 50, indeed. Then 350 minus 50, you remain with 300. 600 minus 350, you remain with 250. And each unit will be charged this much. Okay. So 349,9. This one does not exceed bracket number 2. So simply meaning they need to first pay for the 50 that belong to the bracket number 1, and we multiply it by 0.69 plus what's remaining if we take off the 50. It's the units that were used minus 50. This one gives you the 200, 299, 299,9 units, which go to bracket number 2. So we shall say 299,9 times, how much is each? It's 80 cents. It's 80 cents. So we put this in the calculator and we see what happens. 50 times 0.69, we have that as 34 rands. 50 cents plus 299 units, 9 times 0.81, whereby we get 242 rands 92 cents. So when you add everything up, these people used 242. This is the money they used. How do we get that? I've just shown you. All right, here we go. Mrs. Smith worked out that when her daughter goes to university, her bill will be 2/3 of the amount calculated in question number 2.3.2. Verify showing all calculations if her assumption is correct. Okay, let's look at that and you see. This will simply mean we need to calculate equally. It's first and foremost, we shall look for how much does each person use the house. So which will become 349 divided by 3. These are the units that we are looking at. So each person is approximately using 160. These are the kilowatts. These are units. So she says she will, okay, the bill will be 2/3 of the amount. So we need to know if she leaves how much. So now let's multiply this by 2 because we are looking for because 2 people will be remaining. One has gone off. So these are the units that we are looking at. We're going to calculate the amount based on this. These are the kilowatts. So we go there and we see definitely 50 times 0.9 plus. So of the units used, we subtract 50. What do we remain with? We remain with 183,27. This one belongs to second bracket. Same answer here. Here we have it as, you see, it's added up. We have 182.95. This is what they're going to pay. But she said the bill will be 2/3. So this is what we've got. So we need to look for the 2/3 of the bill, the previous bill. Okay? We need to compare this with the 2/3 of the previous bill. What am I going to do? 2/3 simply means 2 out of 3. So I need to look for the 2/3 of the previous bill and compare it with the current bill. So I need to look for 2/3 of the previous bill. Two-thirds of the previous bill. Two-thirds of the previous bill, which is, so 2/3 of 277.42 is approximately there, but it's not correct. Eh? The assumption is incorrect. All right. Question number 3. Question number 3. We go to question number 3. Don't mind the annexure. Question number 3. Over the past few years, people have relied more on social media platforms to facilitate the creation and sharing of information, ideas, and other forms of expressions through virtual communities and networks. Study annexure B and answer the questions that follow. 3.1.1. Let's look at the annexure. This is the annexure that we are looking at. The percentage of people use the social media on a daily basis. Okay. Excuse me. All right, here we have the social medias that we have. We have YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. These are the forms that we have here. The question says, which social media platform is used the most on a daily basis? When we go back and we look at our annexure here, the one with the highest percentage gets it all. So here we say it was Facebook. Yes, it's Facebook. Then calculate the range. Remember, range, highest value minus the lowest value. Calculate the range of the social media platform. So we shall come back to our next year here. We shall look for the highest value, which is 74%, minus the lowest, which is 30%. So we shall come here, range equals to highest value minus lowest value, which we said 74% minus the 30%, and we end up having 44%. Okay. They are saying 3.1.3, name one other type of graph that could represent the information above. So here you would have used Instagram, sorry, a horizontal bar graph. This one, the one we see is the one we see there, it's a vertical bar graph. You can use horizontal bar graph. You can use a pie chart. You can use a histogram. All right, 3.4. Determine the median of the data provided for social media platform. The median. Number one, when you look at a median, what has to come in your head is the middle number after you have arranged, in most cases, from small to big. Let's go and we see that. We arrange them and we put them down. Smallest takes position number one, second smallest, position number two, then third smallest, fourth, fifth, and sixth. All right, let's go there and we see. So when you arrange, it's 30, 35, 42, 63, 72, 74. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 6 numbers. So we remain with 2 numbers in between. So what do? We get those 2 numbers, we add them and divide by 2. This is 105 divided by 2. 105 divided by 2, you end up having 52.5, where they were percentages. It's percent. Do you think learners should be sheltered or protected from technology? Give a reason for your answer. This was either yes or no. So, do you think? So you can say yes, because they are, the platforms are used to study, those ones who have online classes. Or you can say no, some students misuse the platforms. All right. Social media is being used by all ages. Referring to Annexure C, answer the questions that follow. Answer the questions that follow. Which age bracket uses social media the least? Let's go there. Annexure C. Here we go. Annexure C, they are saying which age bracket uses social media, which the least, meaning the smallest. So the age bracket is 56 plus years. 65, sorry. 65. So here the bracket has to be 65 plus years. Simple meaning 65 years and above. Why do you think the young age bracket uses social media the most? They are exposed. You can say that. It's the newer technology. They are young. They can easily use the gadgets. You understand? All right. You can give any reason there. Please don't leave these such questions unanswered. Don't leave such questions unanswered. Determine the mean. Determine the mean percentage of the age group using social media. The mean percentage. All right, here we go. We have question 3.2.2. 3.2.3. Determine the mean. Always understand the mean. We add all the values and we divide by the total number of values that we've added. Let's go and we see. Let's go and we see the percentages. All right, here we go. The percentages are these values that we see here. These were the percentages. Why do we call them percentages? Actually, when you look at them, it goes up to 100. You know, even here, there's a percentage of people using social media. So we are going to add all these values and we divide by how many values are there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So since it's the mean, we shall add the 37 plus 64 plus 78 plus 88, and we divide by 4 because we've added 4 numbers. We divide by 4 because we've added 4 numbers. 37 plus 64 plus 78 plus 88 gives you 200 267. We are looking at mean, question number 3.2.3, and we divide by 4, and the answer became 66. 66%. This was the mean. That was the mean. 3.3.1. In order to use social media, electricity is essential. Currently, there are different types of energy being used. Renewable energy, coal, solar energy, wind energy, natural gas energy, then we have oil energy, etc. Different activities require different amounts of energy usage. Refer to Annexure D regarding the household usage of energy and use the questions that follow. And answer the questions that follow. We are going to use the Annexure D to answer the questions that follow. Question number 1, 3.3.1. Which household activity requires less amount of energy? Less energy, it's fine. We are here. Annexure D. Which one uses less? So it's this one here. They said determine, which household activity requires the least amount of energy. It's other cooking appliances, the least, the smallest. So we say the other cooking appliances. What is this, an activity? Determine the interquartile range of the percentage of electricity usage per household. Once you hear interquartile range, what has to come in your head? It's that I need to have my Q3, which is upper quartile, minus the lower quartile. This has to be in your head. All right, let's go. Now, this place here, it's small. I'm going to use the next and we see. So they say, determine the interquartile range. So we're going to rearrange these values here according, because we're going to look for. So number 1, so let's arrange them and we say we start with this 1, followed by 3, followed by the 5, followed by a 6, followed by a 7, followed by 11, followed by 12, followed by 16, and at last we have 39. These values are the ones that I was taking. Take note of that. So of these values here, they have already arranged there. But I need Q1 and I will need Q3. But for me to get these, I need to have Q2, which is the median. Actually, all these are medians, but this is the normal median that we know, mother median. Then Q3, median on your right-hand side after rearranging data. And Q1 is the median on the left-hand side after rearranging data. All right. We have how many digits? We have character. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are odd numbers. Definitely, I'm going to remain with a definite number in between. So that will become Q2. So you say, if there are 9, I have to be left with 4 numbers on the right, 4 numbers on the left. So if I count here very clearly, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This one takes on to be my Q2. I'm not interested in Q2. The reason why I'm looking for Q2 is to tell which side is the left, which side is the right. You understand? So this is the left, this is the, so the median I get again on the left-hand side becomes Q1. But then when you take the median on the left, because these are 4 numbers, we remain with 2 numbers in between. We shall add them and divide by divide by 2. This becomes my Q1, which is 4. Then the median on the right-hand side, still I'm remaining with two numbers. I will add them. I'll divide by 2. This is the same as 28. I get the answer as what? 14. All right. So this one becomes my upper quartile. This one is my lower quartile. Now, it's good to go. I have Q1 equals to upper quartile minus lower quartile, which is 14 minus 4. And the answer becomes 10. So you've got how we get the interquartile range. Whenever they talk of interquartile range, we shall always look for Q1 first. We go to, no, Q2 first, in that it will help you determine the other quartiles. Then afterwards, you look for interquartile range. All right, let's look at the question. It says, suggest two ways in which electricity usage can be reduced. You know it can be reduced. We talk of switching off, and we switch off the lights that we are not using. Then we switch off the unused appliances. We should use, for lights, we should use energy savers. You know, it goes on and it goes on and it goes on. All right, write down as a decimal the probability of a geyser and space heating using the most electricity. Now, probability sample over population, and it will be, we can come here. Let's go to our next year. They are telling us to look at the geyser and space heating probability. But how many are they? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of the 9, we are looking at 2. So you can do that. But they said as a decimal. So which is the same as 2 divided by 9. Decimal format, 0.22. Yes, son, to recurring. But someone else would have used the percentage. It would be also fine. Space heating is 16 plus the geyser, which is 39. But this would be out of what? 100. Let me see. Over 100. And this would have given you 55 over 100. Remember, we are looking at probability of space heating and the geyser. So someone might have used the percentage values. So get your mark because the question was not specific. Someone might have used item by counting, which is okay. Another one would have used it's called what? Another would have used the percentages. By counting, those are 2 items out of the 9. That's why we got the 2 out of 9. And we got it as a decimal. 2 over 9. The answer became 2, 2. Or you can take their percentages. For the geyser was 39 plus the heating, which is 16, because they are all percentages over 100. And we got it as, which is 0.55. Both of you are right. Why? It's never specified. Okay. Complete the graph on the next answer sheet. Answer sheet provided regarding the household usage of electricity. Detach your answer sheet. Always, guys, detach your answer sheets whenever you're answering this. Okay. To complete, so let's go. We shall use this other side here. So the percentages are here. Cold, cold storage, the fridge and what. That one we have it as we are completing now. Cold storage takes 5. So you're supposed to come here and you draw a bar. Even though you don't shade it, it's fine. As long as all we are looking for, can you draw this? Then the other one that was missing is this space heating, which gives 16. I think it will be one line after. So remember, I said even though you don't shade it, but I'm just showing you. We're supposed to, oh, we have the geyser, which is 39, close to 40. Geyser, which is 39, close to 40. That's also missing. Then the others, it's at 12. 12, probably it's 2 lines after, or 1 line afterward. 10. So these were the ones that were missing. That's how we do it. Okay, let's go back to the question. Question 4. Let's look at question number 4. The cost of living has increased significantly in all countries. Income received from employers does not cover the expenses. Refer to Annexure E and answer the questions that follow. Determine the difference in income between the people living in Los Angeles West and people living in Boston East. Let's go to they're saying determine the difference. So the moment you hear difference, what you're going to do is you come up with what? The subtraction method. So let's see. We are looking at Los Angeles West and Boston East. So Boston East is there. Los Angeles West is there. The difference that we're looking at is in the income. Income is the one which is on top. So we're going to subtract these two values. Let's go there and we say it's 63,343 minus 59,234. And the answer becomes 4,109. If these are dollars, these are states in USA. Which city has the lowest expenses? We go back to the next year. We go through the expenses, lowest. So it's Chicago East. Look at this. This is 48,021. This is 48,023, 48,234. So it's supposed to be Chicago East. We have Chicago East. Four point 1.3. Determine the implications of expenses exceeding income. Definitely here people will become poor, according on to poverty. It will be poverty, straightforward. Higher increase in the credits, less buying power. People need to cut down on their certain items, Yeah. This is just determine the implications of expenses exceeding income. Someone might also people make losses, Would an increase in salary have an impact on the taxpayers? Explain your answer. So here they're asking you, would an increase in salary have an impact? So you have to first answer this. Afterwards, you give us the reason why. So here we say yes. And this A simply meaning the more you earn, the more the more you pay. Determine the percentage difference between the income and the expense of people living in Chicago East. Percentage, looking at percentage difference. So meaning income minus expense over expense times 100, which equals to 49,200 minus over times 100. And your answer became 4.2. We look at the pie chart here. You go on and see grade 12 high school. Amroch decided the host movie night as a fundraiser for the matric fair. Where they interviewed some learners and educators. All right, there we go. We see these are the different genres of movies preferred. All right. Yes, another thing, when you look at the pie chart, first and foremost, and you see that, okay, these all values are showing, but once they miss values, the percentage, please, the missing value, you always add, equate it to 100, and you get the answer. Question 4.2.1. If 180 learners and 20 educators were interviewed, how many people preferred science fiction movies? So, first and foremost, we're going to add them all up, which is 180 plus 20. So, total number of people interviewed at 200. Of the 200, what percentage preferred science fiction? We shall come here, the graph, and we shall look for science fiction. It's 8%. So we shall come here, multiply this percent. So how many people are they? We shall say 16. 60 people. Determine the mode of the data provided on the movie genres. The mode here, you would have looked at the highest part, the highest percentage, it's fine, which is comedy. You can say comment. We are looking at the mode for the data provided. Or we have values. So we have 14% appears twice and 8 appears 3 times. So also anyone who said 8% was also right. We go on. Determine the probability of randomly selecting a person who prefers horror genre. We go up there and we see horror. What percentage is it? It's 11%. Or this is lowest. So it's Chicago East. Look at this. This is 48,021. This is 48,023. 48,234. So it's supposed to be Chicago East. We have Chicago East. Four point 1.3. Determine the implications of expenses exceeding income. Definitely here people will become poor, according on to poverty. It will be poverty, straightforward. Um, Higher increase in the credits, less buying power. People need to cut down on their certain items, Yeah. This is just determine the implications of expenses exceeding income. Someone might also people make losses, you know. Would an increase in salary have an impact on the taxpayers? Explain your answer. So here they're asking you, would an increase in salary have an impact? So you have to first answer this. Afterwards, you give us the reason why. So here we say yes. And this simply meaning the more you earn, the more the more you the more you pay. Determine the percentage difference between the income and the expense of people living in Chicago East. Percentage, looking at percentage difference. So meaning income minus expense over expense times 100, which equals to 49,200 minus over times 100. And your answer became 4.2. We look at the pie chart here. You go on and see grade 12 high school. Amrouche decided the host movie night as a fundraiser for the matric fair. Where they interviewed some learners and educators. All right, there we go. We see these are the different genres of movies preferred. All right. Yes, another thing, when you look at the pie chart, first and foremost, and you see that, okay, these all values are showing, but once they miss values, the percentage, please, the missing value, you always add, equate it to 100, and you get the answer. Question 4.2.1. If 180 learners and 20 educators were interviewed, how many people preferred science fiction movies? So, first and foremost, we're going to add them all up, which is 180 plus 20. So, total number of people interviewed at 200. Of the 200, what percentage preferred science fiction? We shall come here, the graph, and we shall look for science fiction. It's 8%. So we shall come here, multiply this percent. So how many people are they? We shall say 16. 60 people. Determine the mode of the data provided on the movie genres. The mode here, you would have looked at the highest part, the highest percentage, it's fine, which is comedy. You can say comedy. We are looking at the mode for the data provided. Or we have values. So we have 14% appears twice and 8 appears 3 times. So also Anyone who said 8%, it was also right. We go on. Determine the probability of randomly selecting a person who prefers horror genre. We go up there and we see horror. What percentage is it? It's 11%. So the probability there will become 11 over 100, which is 0, 0.11. 0, 0.11. That's probability. What is the probability of randomly selecting a person who prefers comment? We say it's 27%. And the answer became 0, 0.27. Oh, another thing here. These are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So out of the 7, but no, okay. Out of the 7, also here would say 1 over 7, but probability that the person selected who prefers horror. Okay, it's fine. 1 out of the 7 generally. Okay. 4.2. 4.2 talks of determine the quartile 1Q if the interquartile range is this, and we've already done this. So you know very well that interquartile range equals to Q3 minus Q1. So you already have the interquartile range as 10. You have the upper quartile as 18. You don't have quartile 1. So what number was subtracted from 18 to give you 10? So your Q1 will equal to 18 minus 10, which is what? 8%. You're determining quartile 1, the lower quartile. Write down as a ratio. Write down as a ratio. Write down as a ratio. The percentage of people preferring action movies to those who prefer horror movies. Write your answer in a unit form. In a unit form. Unit form, it simply means it will start with 1:2, a given number. Anyway, let's look at that. I see. We are looking at action movies, the percentage, and horror movies. So those ones of action movies, let's go and we see. Action movies are 18%, horror movies are 11%. So it's 18 is to 11. This is the first thing you do, but simplified form. 1:2. So since in this form it's like this, action 2. So we shall divide through by 18. I don't want to change the format. They said action movies 2. Because most people would divide through by the smallest number. No, we will leave it that way. So this one will become 18 divided by 18, you remain with 1. 1:2. 11 divided by 18, you end up having 0, 0.611. All right, let's look at this other question here that says individual tax rates for tax year 2022 is shown on an Excel F. Use an Excel F to answer the following questions. Trevor is a 67-year-old plumber who earned an annual taxable income. Good enough. Here we don't need to look for annual taxable income. It's already given. It's already taxable. All right. In 2021, did he meet the tax threshold requirements for 2021? Explain what this means. There are two values. Look, sorry, let's go to the next year. Here we go. What is a threshold? The amount of money one has to earn in a year before paying tax. Now, the person is a plumber. At what age is he? 67. Good enough. 2021. Thresholds of 2021s are here. 67. This is it. So if someone earns this in a year or below, they are not supposed to pay tax. Should you earn above this, for me to earn above this, then it means you start what? Paying tax. So let's go and we see. His taxable income is 120, 125, 26,500 versus, this is his income, taxable income, versus the threshold. Let's go to the threshold. The threshold is 128. 128,600. 128,000. 128,650. So here asking, did he meet the threshold requirements for 2021? No. Why? His taxable income is below what? The threshold. What information is needed to determine the person's rebate? Here we need the person's age. Age is used to determine the person's rebate and the threshold. Not medical credit. Medical credit is determined by the number of people you are. So the number of people who are on your medical aid account. All right. Mr. Nayulu is a 72-year-old who earns a taxable income per month. Good enough. It's already taxable. We don't need to look for taxable income, but this is per month. After deductions in 2022, the tax year, he claims that more than a quarter of his annual taxable income is paid to SALS. Verify showing all the calculations. One, the taxable income has to be annual. So we get the taxable income he earns multiplied by 12. And multiply by 12, we shall see 55,250 times 12. We end up having 600,000, 663,000, 663,000. This is what we have. So from here, we go determine the bracket. Which bracket will it belong to? We go to the next year. So we've seen is 663,000. So 663,000, it's in bracket, this bracket here. So this bracket number is, see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's in bracket number 5. So what we do? We pick this calculation, this other side. So we shall come and say, we say this bracket 5. Let's pick the calculation that it is in bracket number 5. It starts with 163,335 plus 0.39. 0.39 comes from the 39% of the taxable income above. So we shall say taxable income please put this in a calculator. Put it the way it is. Put it in your calculator and you see what you get. All right, when I put everything in my calculator, I end up having this much. End up having this much. So we are going to subtract. This question is applying in 2022. So we subtract from here, we subtract the the rebate. Please, we don't subtract the threshold, we subtract the rebate. And if the person has medical aid, we also subtract the medical tax credit. So here the person is 72. It's going to qualify for all the three primary rebates. Sorry, all the three rebates. So the rebates here, we are looking at 2022, which is, we are subtracting. Sorry, we subtract 2 because it does not go beyond 74. Subtract 15,000 minus 8,000. So this is the money that he pays annually in tax. So we are looking for monthly because he said a quarter of his annual taxable income is paid to SARS. Oh, it's fine. So this is what he pays to SARS annually, not monthly. So we shall compare it with a quarter of his taxable income. The annual one, known because everything this is annual. So let's look at that and say we shall look for the quarter. So we take that and we see. So the claim is not what? The answers are not the same. Oh, sorry, it's valid because it says he claims that more than a quarter. This is a quarter. Oh no, it's not valid. The value that is charged, it's this much. It's less than a quarter of his taxable income. So it's fine. It's not valid. Not valid. Thank you very much. This marks the end of the question. Let's look at the prelim.